Ukraine has been asking for people from around the world to join an international defence legion, go to Ukraine and fight Russia. These are images from the Defence of Ukraine's Twitter account. Basically, it's been reported that 150 British Army veterans have taken up that offer and done exactly that. It's also feared, though, that 4 current serving soldiers have gone AWOL to join the fight in Ukraine. Defence Secretary Ben Wallace says those that have done that will be prosecuted. What do you think, then? Should British people be able to head over to Ukraine and fight? Macer Gifford joins me now, human rights activist and anti-ISIS campaigner. He was a former trader in the City of London. He went over to Syria to join the Syrian Defence Forces in their fight against ISIS in 2016. Good evening to you, Macer.
Hi there.
What do you think? I mean, we're talking here, I've just mentioned some of your background, former trader. You decided to take action. You weren't trained in the military. You weren't a veteran. You just had enough and wanted to do something. You went over to Syria. What would you say to anyone in the UK now that's watching events unfolding in Ukraine and wants to go over there and get involved?
I'd say to think very carefully about the implications of going over. This is a very different conflict to the one in Syria. People, if you do get captured by the Russians, will they treat you like a Ukrainian soldier? Will they treat you under the Geneva Convention? Or are you a terrorist to them? So that may have severe implications for you if you're captured. You could be killed. And you could also be prosecuted when you get home. So I think people would have to be very clear with what they want to achieve in Ukraine. And also I'd encourage them to find out all the facts on the ground before attempting to go.
Yeah, I mean, you say about finding out the facts on the ground. I've got to be honest. It's a very peculiar times we live in with the advent of social media, etc. So finding out the facts on the ground is not as easy as one might suggest. And I think we're all bombarded with various images, very immersive images. So, I mean, how does one even do that? If you're sitting there, you're watching various things, you're getting yourself riled up, you want to get out, how would they follow your advice of actually getting up to speed with what is accurately happening?
Well, first of all, you'd have to decide what you actually want to go and achieve. What I mean by that is when I went to Syria, I wanted to join local forces. I wanted to discover what the conflict was all about. I wanted to understand where there were capability gaps amongst the Syrians. So I set up a medical unit in 2016, which treated something like 700 casualties. I crowdfunded for materials, and I brought in a number of veterans from Britain and America to train local people. And over the course of the program, we treated hundreds of people. We trained even more. We gave out a lot of medical equipment, and we saved lives. So it's not just about sort of fighting on the front line in Ukraine. You can do other things, but you need to find out, first of all, what your capabilities are. Are you a trained doctor? Are you a trained medic? Are you a former serviceman? Are you a mechanic? These are the sort of things that you need to dwell on. If you don't think you have the skills for Ukraine, maybe it's best to focus on what you can do at home, pressuring the politicians to actually support Ukraine more, perhaps raise funds. So there's a lot that people can do. I would encourage them not to feel helpless at all and to really find out where they can help and just go for it.
Go for it. I can tell you now, Macer, you are someone I respect very much, and you are certainly a braver person than I am. Thank you very much for your time tonight.